health is obviously a topic that's always at the forefront of our minds, and certainly no shortage of needing that type of care during this time as well. Today, you're going to be hearing again from Melissa Lueken. She actually has obtained her Master's of Social Work degree from USI. It's in Evansville. She's currently working at Memorial as a crisis intervention specialist. You'll also be hearing from Heather Terwiske, and she also has obtained her Master of Social Work degree from USI and is a licensed clinical social worker and the clinical supervisor of our crisis assessment team.
It's been a very high stress and very uncertain time for everyone here. The outbreak has been overpowering at times and very overwhelming, and it also can cause very strong emotions for adults and children both. So it's important to understand and to remember that 1, everyone reacts to stress differently, and 2, that you're not alone.
We're going to start with some common stress reactions that we see in people. Some individuals notice a change in their energy level. They may either exhibit more energy or less energy at times. They might have an increase in emotions, and that's another common occurrence. Emotions can be anger, irritability, guilt, worry, fear, and possibly an increase in crying. You might notice that you have a difficult time relaxing and don't find enjoyment in the things that you used to. Your sleep might be affected. Others find themselves sleeping less at night or trouble falling asleep, and some may find themselves feeling sluggish after a good night's rest. Some people have an increase or a decrease in their appetite, and some gravitate to chocolate. Others find themselves not as hungry, or others may eat more. Some physical symptoms can include headaches, body aches, maybe a stomach ache. You might notice a decrease in your ability to concentrate, and you might find yourself trouble remembering things or feeling more confused at times. Some individuals in times of stress resort to using alcohol or drugs as coping mechanisms. However, it's shown to worsen the reactions that I've just mentioned above. So what can you do to help manage these stress reactions in this time of need?
We're going to go through some good coping skills today. So one of the first things is using your support systems. These can be anywhere from parents, siblings, coworkers, church members, or other members of any clubs or organizations that you participate in, such as a card club or a bingo club, or even a local gym. So speaking of gyms, exercise is also a very big coping skill that we recommend and encourage. Exercise releases what we call endorphins. These are also can be referred to as happy emotions. So when we say exercise, it's also important to know that we're not saying go out and run a marathon. These can be simply walking around the house, going outside and making a loop around your house. Or if you're unable to do that, doing chair stretches or other stretches that you can do laying down. Any of those are perfectly acceptable forms of just getting your body moving. Deep breathing techniques are also a very big coping skill that we recommend to a lot of people. Deep breathing has been found to effectively control stress and anxiety and also help with difficulty sleeping. So 4x4 breathing is a technique that's very simple and easy to do. We're gonna kind of demonstrate that today. So 4x4 is you're basically making a box with your breathing. You are inhaling through your nose for a count of 4. You're holding your breath for a count of 4. Exhaling through your mouth for a count of 4, and then holding that breath again for a count of 4. Some people find that it's very helpful to actually drawing a box whenever you're doing those breathing techniques. So I'd like to practice this. So if everybody can close your eyes, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Repeating this cycle can really help you feel more relaxed and more at ease. Practicing this daily will also help you master this skill. Progressive muscle relaxation is also a very good technique. This is a tool and the simple practice of just tensing or tightening your muscle group, holding that tension for a couple of seconds, and then releasing that. So an example of that could be if you were tensing your shoulder area, drawing your shoulders up to your ears and holding, and then releasing. And it's doing that on every muscle group from your head down to your toes. And if anyone is interested in that, we do have a script that we can send to you if that is something that you're interested in.
Another thing to use for coping skills is to use proper nutrition. Eat well, drink plenty of water, limit your caffeine and sugar intake. Have a goal of drinking half of your body weight every day in water. Try to get around 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Some examples of eating healthy and having proper nutrition are eat dark chocolate. It helps to increase your serotonin. Try eating some sweet potatoes if you have a test. Oranges can help increase your immune system and break down the cortisol. Dried apricots, nuts, or spinach for magnesium, because that acts as a muscle relaxer. Eat turkey or drink milk. Avocados help increase potassium and to lower blood pressure. Eat rice or oats. Try some ginger chews for nausea or peppermints to help soothe your stomach.
Another thing is being kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Encourage yourself rather than criticize. Positive thinking is a very big and important role in your happiness. Some people find that having a positive statement can be very effective for them, something that's just very short, sweet, and helpful to you. This could be anywhere from, it's all going to be okay, I'm going to get through this. Some people find that reciting the Serenity Prayer has been very helpful to them. Another thing is doing things that you enjoy, doing things for you and not necessarily what you're doing for someone else. That could be taking a hot shower, calling a friend, yoga, starting a new book, journaling. Meditation has also been found to be very effective. I'd like to do a meditation experience right now. So if you all can get comfortable where you're seated, close your eyes. It's very odd because I can't see anyone. But if you're closing your eyes, take 3 deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Imagine that you're walking down a beautiful, deserted beach. The water is turquoise blue. You can hear the sound of the waves breaking on the shore. You are barefoot and can feel the firm, white sand beneath your feet. You can hear the sound of the waves. You can hear the seagulls flying above you. This sound relaxes you more and more. Draw in the salty smell of the air with each breath you take. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Your skin glows from the warmth of the sun. You can see a pier in the background. You feel the waves breaking against your feet. Take in this whole scene while you are taking even, deep breaths. Soak up all of the sights, smells, and sounds. Some people find it very helpful to have a sound in the background of an ocean whenever we're doing this. There's also other meditation techniques of maybe in the forest. If anyone has any desire to have any of those, I do have the beach scene and a forest scene taped that I can send to you as well. Another thing is finding the light. For many, increased light exposure can improve your symptoms of depression and anxiety. So opening up your window shades, your blinds to look outside, stepping outside onto your front porch or your patio, can, even just for a couple of minutes, can be very effective on decreasing those depression and anxiety symptoms.
We need to learn acceptance. Embrace uncertainty as an essential part of life. It requires ongoing practice to truly accept that we can't plan our way to everything. Acknowledge what you're feeling and give yourself permission to have the difficult feelings. Research shows writing down what you're stressed about helps you make it through your stress with a bit more ease. Control what you can. Some things that are within your control are your thoughts, your behaviors. Control your alcohol and substance use, and whether or not you use your positive coping skills. Gratitude. Zoom in on what the good is. Our brain's natural negativity means that when we're faced with uncertainty, we're more likely to think about what is wrong rather than right. It's also natural to feel fear about our future. To counter the tendency to focus on the negative, it is encouraged to write down 3 things you're grateful for within the uncertainty. Research shows that simply starting to think about something you're grateful for releases the serotonin, which gives you a mood boost, and dopamine, which encourages your brain to keep looking for things to appreciate. What are some things that you're grateful for? Another way to be happy through the unknown is use intentional kindness. Reach out and be kind to someone. When you're stressed or worried, we often shut down and ruminate on our worries. So we have to practice getting out of our head and connecting to others to feel supported. The best way to do this is in the intentional acts of kindness. Text a friend to check in. Say thank you to the person who handed you your coffee at the coffee shop. Pause to chat with a colleague rather than running past them in the halls at work. Research shows that tiny positive interactions with others not only make us happier, our brains release oxytocin when we do little kind things, which makes us feel really good. Focus on the bigger why. The purpose of our efforts, the sense of meaning, gives context to our stress. For an example, if you're looking for a new job and feeling the stress of not knowing when you will find it, what it will be, think about why you're doing the search. It's going to help your family financially. It may, if it's a job that you've been waiting for, it may make your self-esteem go up. Just things like that. Self-care. Find comfort in your daily rituals. When you feel unsteady or uncertain, having a few tiny rituals you can count on can be a huge help. Your daily anchors need to be not complicated at all. To come up with daily anchors, ask yourself these questions. What helps me feel centered and steady? What gives me a moment of peace and comfort when there's a lot going on? Jot down 1 or 2 daily anchors and make a commitment to do them every single day. For example, mine is in the mornings when I'm up and drinking my coffee, I like to sit down and think about what plans I have for the day.
So one of my anchors would be, I'm a list maker. I make my list every morning of things that I would like to do that day. And there is just that sense of accomplishment whenever I can scratch it off. So not only what you can do for yourself, but we also want to talk about what you can do for your family. One of the big things is being flexible and really trying to draw out the positives and the strengths from others, and really trying to let go of some of those little irritating habits that we all have. Instead, tell them that you love them. Let them know how resilient they are, even when things get tough. We talked earlier about giving yourself grace, but it's also about giving grace to others, treating other people with respect and dignity, offering them consistent emotional support and understanding, especially in times of difficulty. It's very important, and we all need more additional love and support and encouragement from others. And it's remembering to be empathetic, compassionate, and patient. Communication is a very big thing that always seems to go away whenever stress levels rise. So really taking that time to talk to your loved ones about what's going on, acknowledging the problem, and then discussing it. Being open and honest, especially with your children as well. Be honest with your children on how this virus is affecting them, how it's affecting the community, how it's affecting back to school here very, very soon, as well as how it affects the rest of the world. Answer your children's questions in a way that they can understand, making sure to keep it simple and age appropriate. Trying to listen non-judgmentally to others and respecting that other person's privacy and confidentiality. Review your safety plans, making sure that you have your backup plans ready to go and it not just be that thought of someday I need to do this, but making sure that your plans are ready to go with the hope that you will never have to use them. Reassure your children that they're safe. Let them know that it's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel afraid. Share with them how you handle your stress so they can learn from that, which goes into being a role model for others. Showing people what coping techniques work for you, and maybe that can help somebody else. Maintaining structure and routines is also very important. So example, if your kids had the same bedtime, it's trying to keep with that and not altering that schedule. But also having realistic expectations, knowing that, you know, if your kid's bedtime is at 8:30, but you don't get home until 8:45, it's okay to alter from that schedule. Accepting other people the way they are. Some tips of what not to do. Don't tell someone to snap out of it or to get over it. Don't ignore, disagree with, or dismiss the other person's feelings, even when you're trying to say something positive to them, such as, you don't seem that bad to me, or, well, you don't have it as bad as I do.
Now we're going to talk about some things that you can be watching for in others or yourself. Changes in behavior, thoughts or feelings, or body symptoms. You may notice that you or your loved ones are no longer interested in activities that were previously enjoyed. You may have stopped going fishing or running or exercising, going to play bingo. You may notice increased sadness, anxiety, or fear, and thoughts may be more negative. Body changes can include aches and pains and even fatigue. You may not feel like the person you were a month ago, or your loved one may not seem like the person they were a month ago. All of these signs can be signs of depression. Withdrawing from loved ones, someone that might check in with you every day or see you every day, you may not hear from for 3 or 4 days at a time. Poor self-care. They don't shower, eat, or simply just do their daily rituals such as brushing their teeth or their hair, or even sometimes even getting dressed. Feelings of hopelessness, that things are not going to get better. Loss of self-esteem. They might feel more irritable. They may have thoughts of self-harm, that you or they are not needed anymore. And if you know that those are happening, please call 911 or come to the nearest emergency room if these thoughts are experienced. Please do not ignore these symptoms of depression. Get help.
So with that, we wanted to leave you with our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week mental health helpline. This is, again, answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 3 a.m. on Christmas morning. Someone is here to talk to you about whatever you need, whatever you want to talk about, we are here.